Day in and day out, many of us are struggling just to keep pace with our active lifestyles. Very few feel sufficiently prepared when it comes to their financial futures. At LNS, our job is not just to do your taxes, but to strategize with you to reduce and/or eliminate your tax burden. We take you through a 6-step process to successfully managing all aspects of your financial security. The first step is the audit-proof tax preparation process with a peace of mind guarantee. We will move you through business structures. What is the best tax business structure for you? We'll determine and implement that with you. We'll walk you through risk management, and we'll focus on asset protection and passing your wealth on to your loved ones tax effectively. With LNS, the strategy to your financial future is just 6 steps away.
Is a tax firm that has been established since 1999. LNS specializes in back taxes and getting the maximum refund allowed under the law for individuals and business owners. See what some of their tax clients are saying.
Hi, my name is Landon. After a career in government, I started a consulting company that's been relatively successful, even through these difficult times. I had one problem, which was filing taxes. When I worked for government, I filed taxes every year, did my own taxes. But once I started my own business, the amount of expertise necessary to file taxes was far beyond my ability. Needless to say, I got behind in my tax filings, and it bothered me and worried me, kept me up at night in terms of what I would do to solve this particular problem. Fortunately for me, my wife met Sherry of LNS at the beauty parlor and convinced me to talk to her, which was not an easy task because I wasn't ready to talk to anybody about my tax problems, but I did. I talked to Sherry, I was truthful about my circumstances. We discussed it, she helped me get organized, she took my volumes and boxes of information and showed me how to organize them on a year-to-year basis and to begin the task of filing these back taxes, which we've now done, and I'm relieved of all of that stress. I sleep well at night. And one thing I know about problems is that they don't solve themselves. You have to be proactive. You have to do something to solve a particular problem. You have to take a step. And for me, the longest journey always starts with a single step, and that step was LNS, and Sherry. So I would advise anybody who's having tax difficulties and who's overwhelmed about the accounting necessary for a small business to talk to Sherry and LNS for a solution to your problem. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Hi, my name is Landon, and this is my wife Jackie. And we want to say thank you to Sherry and LNS.
How many of you guys do your own taxes? Oh, we got one. She's bold. How many of you guys go to H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt? Okay, we got one. All right. Everybody else has a CPA? Everybody? Really? Wow. CPA or just a tax preparer? If they don't have CPA on their card, they're a tax preparer. Now, are they an EA? Do you know what that is? No. Okay, let's go over the different categories. H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt. H&R Block is the only tax pros out here that actually teach taxes from the ground up. When we get out of school with our accounting degrees, accounting is a vast area and tax is real small. And we don't even really cover it in school. We don't really cover it on the CPA exam. All we cover is theory. Then you have to go out and learn how to do taxes. Well, where are you going to learn that? H&R Block. That's the first step. H&R Block is not bad. They only take in what you give them. And because you don't know what to give them, garbage in is garbage out. So that's kind of how that works. The full-timers in the business, we got CPAs, EAs, tax and public accountants, and at this level, we specialize in tax. We do taxes 10 hours a day. We have business owners from all areas. So therefore, we've seen a lot of good stuff, a lot of good strategies, and we're able to pass that knowledge wealth on. This is my patented audit-proof tax binder. We've got it all laid out and tabbed. So you'll have my resume, You'll have, do you have a business or a hobby? How to put your tax binder together. So you have to read that first before you get started. Then we have what's called a peace of mind guarantee. And what this is it's actually my written guarantee that I'm going to represent you before the IRS or the state if you get audited for free if you are a current tax client and you're not audit sensitive. So I sign off on that and tells us what year we're going to represent you. We also have a referral commission. If you happen to refer somebody to us, you earn a little incentive, a little thank you from us, and we kind of got that in writing. Then how do you put your binder together? Everything is tabbed. We've got about 40 different tabs here, and what we're doing here is guiding you to putting your book together. So we may have accounting is tax deductible, that's me. Bank service fees, books, tapes, child care, finance charges, and we'd walk through all the deductions that you're entitled to. And then we'd like you to fill in behind that information. We actually show you how to put it together and then how you do a mileage log as well. I designed this system because I had a number of clients that did not have adequate records when it came time to defend themselves and before the IRS. So we start off by showing you what's called a first look. We do your taxes in a first look fashion, so that you know exactly what you would owe or not owe had you gone someplace else. In this client situation, we kind of blocked out their important information, but their gross wages was $55,000. They had some business income of $9,000. They took some money out of their 401k early, so they got penalized and hit. They had $86,000 as a gross income. And then when they got done, basically what happened is they would have owed $37.67, about $4,000 on the federal side, penalties and interest included. And then on the state side, state of California is the state that they live in, they would have owed another $1,000. So we're looking at $4,700 when penalties and interest would be well into $5,000. So we then take them and say, okay, what we'd like you to do is to go grab all these documents. We put your package together. We call it audit proofing. So the bank service fees for this client added up to $164. That will go on the tax return. Books, periodicals, and tapes, $541. That would go on the tax return. And what we would use to verify that is we'd have the actual receipts. We call this a tape down. Sometimes we'll use whether if you do it on the internet, please print it down. It'll tell us what we get to deduct there. Sometimes we actually use your carbons, okay, and we'd like your canceled checks if we could get it. So these actual numbers match up to these numbers here, and we get a total that goes on the tax return. And we call it an audit-proof system because when I go on an audit for you and represent you, these are the totals, but we have documentation behind it now. We've got gas receipts, we've got everything we need to back up and win before the IRS. What this book allowed us to do is instead of having a $9,000 business income, we have a $12,000 business loss. And long story short, with that business loss, instead of the client owing $37.57, they're getting back $5,588. That's about $5,600, right? On the federal side. On the state side, they're getting back $1,700. So $57 and $17, $7,400, $7,500 instead of owing $5,000. So a lot of clients don't necessarily like doing the book, but they recognize that a $12,000 turnaround is a good shift. And I like winning. I'm 36 out of 36 on audits, and we put you together that way for a reason, so that you don't have to worry, you can spend that money gracefully.